Joe Anderson and Al Clopine of Pure Financial Advisors have the answers to your retirement plan. This is your money, your wealth.
For years, we've been helping our clients maximize their Social Security benefits. In some cases, we added tens, if not $50,000 or more of added benefit by using a few different claiming strategies. But in a very short period of time, those strategies are going away. In regards to your Social Security, this may be the most important show that you watch all year. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Show's called Your Money, Your Wealth. My name's Joe Anderson. I'm a certified financial planner, president of Pure Financial Advisors. And of course, I am with the big man, Mr. Alan Clopine. We'll get to him momentarily. But in regards to claiming your Social Security benefits, you got to be a little bit savvy. There's many different combinations to claim. But unfortunately, some very important moves are going away. That is today's financial focus. In November of last year, the president signed the Bipartisan Budget Act. And what that meant for a lot of you is that it changed the way that you can claim Social Security benefits. There's two very important ones. One is a restricted application, and two is file and suspend. So stick around, because if you qualify, this could add tens of thousands of dollars of additional Social Security benefit. To kind of break it down and to get the agenda into the show, let's bring in Big Al Clopine. Big Al? Well, Congress snuck a little unknown idea when it comes to Social Security benefits in that Budget Act last year that now is coming to an end in a very short period of time.
Well, they sure did, Joe, and it was actually, I think it was November 2nd, where the budget was passed, and it turned out there were some changes to Social Security that really none of us knew about. And all of a sudden, there's a lot changed. April 29th is D-date in terms of some actions that you may need to take. So on this show, we're going to hop into that. I guess from the start, we're going to get into the basics. Social Security basics. What does it mean to collect Social Security, and some of the history and some of the things that you need to know. Then we'll get a little bit more advanced. We'll get into the law change, and most importantly, how to profit from the law change. And then the last segment, we're going to see if you're paying attention. We're going to give you a little quiz. And Joe, this is one of those things that Social Security is so important for so many people. They need to understand that this law is changing and what to do about it.
I mean, if you add up an average retiree, how much money that they're going to receive from Social Security, it's pretty staggering.
It is.
In some cases, it's over $1 million.
Right.
And so you want to make sure that you claim this benefit correctly. And it could mean tens of thousands of dollars of additional benefit. But let's go to the history of Social Security a little bit, when it started and why it came about.
Right. I think, 1935 is when Social Security, the Act, was signed. And cost of living allowances, that started in 1975. And then right now, Joe, 2016, this advanced claiming strategies that you were talking about, which is the file and suspend and restricted application, that's actually going away. And there are some things that you guys need to do right now.
Right. They first came about out on the year 2000 with the Freedom Act. And so when it comes to restricted benefits, file and suspend. And then all of a sudden now in 2016, it's like, okay, well, we gave you 16 years of these benefits, and now we're taking them away. So you want to make sure that you understand what these benefits are. But when you look at Social Security, it gets a little bit confusing. A lot of times people ask us, when should I claim? Well, if you know when you're going to die, then you can absolutely wire this thing in, but we don't know when that's going to happen. And so it's taking a look at, all right, well, what is the strategy? What should people be doing when it comes to claiming their benefits?
Yeah, and Joe, this really is an important topic, because so many people, a lot of their income really is coming from Social Security. In fact, the stats tell us about 64% of retirees, it's the largest source of income. And then if you look at other retirees, that 90% of their income from Social Security, well, that's 23% of married couples and 46% of single people. So this is not a minor thing. This is very important for a lot of you to figure out the best strategies, because this could be the majority of your income.
Yeah, and here's the problem is that when people claim their benefits, if they understood what that really meant to them, because most people now, they claim as soon as they can get it.
Right.
And if they just wait a little bit longer, they would receive a lot larger benefit. So a large component of women, this was surprising to me. Over 60% claim it right away at 62.
Yeah, right away. And if you look at this chart here on the left, the very few people collected at full retirement age, which right now is age 66. The majority, about 80% of men and women, are claiming it early, which means you guys are accepting a lesser benefit for the rest of your life. And this is important. I mean, it may seem like at 62 you want to start that benefit, but really every year that you wait, you get a lot more monthly income.
Right, and if you look at it like this, okay, if you take your benefit at 66, your full retirement age, if I take it at 62, I'm going to receive a 25% permanent haircut. If you take it at 62, you're going to receive a 25% permanent haircut on your benefit. If you wait, once you reach the full retirement age, you will receive your full benefit. But each year after your full retirement, they give you a delayed credit, an 8% credit on that benefit. We are living a lot longer. So the longer that you wait, of course, the more money that you're going to receive. 8% is a big deal. You will receive 133% more benefit if you wait until age 70. We are just getting started, folks. If you are at all concerned about your Social Security benefits, the changes in the law, that's what we're going to talk about when we get back from the break. So you do not want to miss this. We'll be right back. Show's called Your Money, Your Wealth. Hey, welcome back to the show. Show's called Your Money, Your Wealth. Joe Anderson, Alan Clopine hanging out. Good morning, everyone. Talking Social Security strategy. Stick around. We're going to get into the new law that is changing the way that you can claim your Social Security benefits. But before we dive into that, let's go to the true-false question.
If I divorce my spouse of 20 years, I may collect the Social Security spousal benefit as long as I don't remarry.
Yeah. As the rule states, if you want to claim a spousal benefit on a divorced spouse, the answer is yes, as long as you were married to that individual for 10 years or 40 quarters. And if you marry again to someone for 10 years and 40 quarters, and again for 10 years and 40 quarters, you could pick the highest of the three.
Yeah, I don't think that's widely known, Joe, and so
I hope that they don't have to experience that.
Well, sure, but yeah, the point is though, if you've been married a couple times or even 3 times, you get to take the higher benefit as long as you were married to 10 years to each spouse.
What do we got next here, big boy?
We've got a client question for you, and this is the time when you spend 60 minutes trying to figure out how to answer a very difficult question.
60 minutes, perfect.
60 seconds.
All right.
I'll get there.
Give it to me. Let's do this.
How can I reduce my taxes?
How can I reduce my taxes? Okay. Number 1, contribute into a qualified plan, a 401k, 403b, TSP plan. If you do not have an employer-sponsored plan, you can contribute to an individual retirement account. That would also reduce your taxes if you qualify. Maybe check for a Section 125 plan if you're employed. That would reduce your taxable income as well. It's a use it or lose it situation, so you got to be careful. That's for medical benefits. You want to take a look at if you're charitably inclined. If you want to give a little bit more to charity, that would save you money in taxes. Asset location, how you position your assets in different areas, that would also potentially reduce your taxes. You have capital gains tax versus ordinary income tax versus tax-free. You want to make sure that you coordinate as well as you can. Let's see, how about tax loss harvesting? That would reduce your taxes as well. When assets go down, you can sell them, buy something similar, and take that loss. That's how you can reduce your taxes. I don't know, that was 7 of them. Boom, right there. What do you think, Hal?
Wow.
I'm not a CPA, but I think I...
No, you're not, but you did pretty well, Joe. So I guess with that, let's switch back into Social Security because we've got a lot of stuff to talk about in a short period of time. So April 29th, file and suspend restrictive application is going away. What the heck are these things? File and suspend is a strategy in which one spouse, typically the higher earner, files and suspends a claim for benefits to allow delayed retirement credits to accrue. So that means, let's say you're 66, you're full retirement age, and you want to go ahead and file for your benefits, but you suspend, so you let your credit continue to grow. So by age 70, you receive a higher amount. But that allows your spouse to receive a spousal benefit, Joe.
Right. I mean, the only way, a couple of things with file and suspend is that why people did that is that there's something that's also called a restricted application. What a restricted application does, it allows a spouse, all right, to say, you know what, I don't want to take my benefit. I would much rather claim the spousal benefit and let mine continue to accrue. But for someone to claim a restricted application, the other spouse had to have claimed their benefit or filed and suspended their benefit. So you had to use these two combinations. Right, so one spouse filed for their benefits, but then said, you know what, I'm just going to suspend them because I want mine continue to get that 8% increase, that delayed retirement credit. But then the other spouse said, hey, you know what, I want to increase my benefit too. But wait, we're leaving money on the table here. So I'm going to go to the Social Security Administration, file a restricted application, and say, hey, I just want to take the spousal benefit and let mine grow. The deadlines are right here, Al.
Yeah, in fact, age 66 and above, you have to do a file and suspend by April 29th of 2016. Now, if you're 70, you should already be receiving your benefits, so it doesn't apply. But 66 to 70, you got to be taking action right now. And your spouse needs to be age 62 by the end of last year to be able to do this as well. So there's a couple dates here. But April 29th, this is a hard date. If you miss it for good.
Right. So once again, if you turn 62 by 12/31 of 2015, you still can do a restricted application, all right? So if you turn 62 prior to 12/15, all right, or 12/31 of 2015, you can still do the restricted application. For you to file for your benefits and suspend, you have until April 28th, 29th of April.
Yeah.
So you have what? The time is ticking.
It is ticking. Let's, Joe, let's get into an example so people can see what this means. So here's Bruce and Kathy. They're both age 66. Bruce's annual benefit at full retirement age, $24,000. Kathy, $20,000. If they both wait till 70, Bruce gets $31,600. Kathy gets about $26,400. So here is the strategy. Bruce files and suspends right now. Kathy files a restricted application right now, and then Kathy can receive half of Bruce's benefit, $12,000. That's half of $24,000, and you get that. She gets that for 4 years, so that's a $48,000 benefit. Now, if Bruce files, if he tries to file and suspend after April 29th, can't do it. That $48,000 is gone forever.
It's a big deal, right? You filed a restricted application, took the spousal benefit, let yours continue to grow, and then, wow, you get a lot more benefit. You have to act soon. If you're 66 years of age or older and haven't filed for your benefit, you need to talk to someone. Here's the sad thing, though. The Social Security Administration is unaware. I mean, they're confused. They're even confused about these rules. Talk to someone to make sure that you're not leaving these benefits off the table. We got to take a break. When we get back, guess what? We're going to give you a quiz to see how well you understand this. Let's see if you pass. We'll be right back. Show's called Your Money, and it's Your Wealth.
The funds you banked on for retirement may be slipping away. The rules are changing for claiming your Social Security benefits, so you have to act now or risk losing tens of thousands of dollars. To see how the changing rules may impact you, call today for a free customized Social Security analysis at 888-994-6257. That's 888-994-6257. The changes go into effect in just a matter of weeks. Act now to protect your plans for retirement. Pure Financial Advisors, trustworthy by design.
Hey, welcome back to the show. The show's called Your Money, Your Wealth. Joe Anderson, Big Al hanging out today. Good morning, everyone. We're talking about Social Security and some important law changes that just happened. And we are still going to dive in to make sure that you don't lose out on some money. But before we do that, let's go to what? The true false.
My actual birth date impacts when I start collecting Social Security benefits, or when I can start collecting.
True. Couple of things with your birth date. It's very, very important to understand this because Social Security works on a monthly basis. And if you take your benefit early, like we talked about last segment at 62, you're going to get a permanent haircut, all right, 25%. And if you make more than, let's say, $16,000, it's a little bit less than that, but every $2 earned that you make over that dollar figure, they're going to take a buck back. Once you reach your full retirement age year, so let's say your birthday is in June, right? So January, February, March, April, May, you can make up to $40-some-odd thousand. And then any dollar over that, $3 earned, they take a buck back. So your birth date is very important when you claim your Social Security benefits. So that is absolutely true. Let's go to a quiz, Mr. Clopine. What do you think?
Yes, Joe. I'm going to ask you some questions, and then I want you to pause and let our listeners see if they can answer them, and then you answer them. So this is true or false. You must claim Social Security benefits as soon as you stop working.
No, false. I think that's what most people do. That's the problem. It's like, I mean, they pick their their retirement date based on their Social Security date. In most cases, a lot of you need to push your Social Security benefits out. So if you retire at 62, it probably doesn't make sense to take it at 62. Maybe take it at full retirement age, and ideally probably take it at age 70 to get the maximum benefit possible because we're living that much longer.
Yeah, that is true, Joe, and I think that's maybe one of our most important things we'll tell you today, right? Which is to delay your benefits as long as you can because then your monthly benefit thereafter will be higher. So let's go to question number 2. True or false? Social Security benefits are not subject to income taxes.
That is true and false there, Alan.
True. I like it. Yeah, creative.
Right, because it depends on your income.
Right.
For a lot of people, your Social Security benefits will be tax-free to you because that's 90% of your income is Social Security benefits. But for those of you that have assets in other income sources such as interest, dividends, pensions, right, you are going to be taxed on that, maybe up to 50% or 85% of that benefit. The state of California, if you live in the state of California, they do not tax that benefit, but up to 85% of your Social Security benefit could be subject to ordinary income tax depending on your provisional income. Your provisional income is going to impact how much of that is taxed.
Yeah, and Joe, I think a lot of people that have saved a lot of money and or have a pension plan, they're surprised to find out that their Social Security actually is taxable. So for those of you that have saved, now if you haven't really saved much of anything, then you probably won't pay any taxes on that, on the Social Security income. So let's go to question number 3. What's the minimum number of years to work in order to be eligible for Social Security benefits? No minimum, 5 years, 10 years, 35 years.
It's A and C, Al. Because I don't have to work, but if I was married to someone that worked and put into the system for 10 years or 40 quarters. So I guess the answer is really 10 years or 40 quarters. Or if you didn't work and you were married to someone for 10 years or 40 quarters, you still can claim the spousal benefit in regards to your retirement benefits. 35 years, though, is interesting because this is an interesting question we get, is that when they look at the benefit amount, it's based on 35 years of earnings. So 1 year of earnings is really not going to make a huge difference in your benefit, even though it will, but they look at an average of 35 years of work history to determine what your Social Security benefit is. Hey, Al, let's now switch the show to you, our viewers, and let's go to the email bag.
We do have a few. So here's our first one from Taylor and Bonita. If my ex-husband files for Social Security benefits before I reach full retirement age, will it impact how much money I receive for my benefits? Good question. What do you think, Joe?
No, I mean, I think that she's asking what's the spousal benefit. The spousal benefit, let's say if your husband claimed the benefit at 62, so he received a 25% permanent haircut. You wait till your full retirement age, and it seems like you want to claim the spousal benefit, which would be half of his benefit. Your benefit would not be reduced if you waited till full retirement age because the spousal benefit is based on the PIA of full retirement age. So the opposite is true there too. Let's say if your husband waited to age 70 and got a lot larger benefit, your spousal benefit wouldn't increase. It's always based on the full retirement age benefit of the spouse is what your spousal benefit is calculated on. So
It is, Joe, and I think, and we talked about this earlier in the show, but a lot of people don't realize that you can claim spousal benefits, which is 1/2 of your spouse's benefit, even on your ex-spouse, as long as you've been married at least 10 years. So let's go to number 2. This is from Victoria and Lucadia. If I retire early at 55, will it impact the amount I receive for Social Security benefits?
Well, first of all, congratulations on retiring at age 55.
Yeah, that's a
most
good
people
deal.
would be right, Al? I mean, most people are happy if they could retire at age 75 nowadays. So yeah, will it affect your Social Security benefits? Sure it will, because again, they look at 35 years of work history, and usually when you're in your 50s and 60s, that's your peak earning years. So if you worked another 10 years of peak earnings, of course they're going to put that into the overall equation of a 35-year average, and that would increase your benefit. So yes, they look at 35 years. If you didn't work 35 years, if you only worked 20 years, right, then they just put zeros in for 15 years. And of course, then that would reduce the overall average of the 35 years. So yes, if you do retire, you look at your statement, right? You say, all right, this is my benefit at age 62 or full retirement age or age 70. But if you retire at 65, of course, that would reduce that benefit.
Yeah, that's absolutely right, Joe. And then also when you're 55, you're probably making more income than you made when you were younger. So as you make more income, not only do you fill up the 35 years, but you replace a higher year with a lower year. So yes, it will impact your benefits. And so the longer you work at a higher salary, the more benefits that you'll receive. So we got another email question. I believe this is from Abe. And Abe writes, I got a bonus from work that I already pay taxes for. Since I can only put $5,500 into a Roth IRA, what are other options do I have for saving money for retirement?
You want me to answer that?
Yeah, go for it. You're on a roll today.
I know. I guess I'm kind of tired. I'm hogging the show, Al.
That's all right.
I apologize. But Abe, all right, congratulations. You got a bonus. Now what the heck do you do with that money? Well, you already put money into the Roth IRA, $5,500. Congratulations there. But hey, you know what? It's still early in the year. So what you do is you bank that bonus. You put it in your checking account and you try to max out as much as your 401k as possible. Right? Because here's the order of savings. You want to go to the 401k if you have a match. Start there first. So let's say they match you 4%. You go 4% to the 401k. Get that free money, that 4% match. Once that match is done, then you go to the Roth IRA, $5,500. Once the $5,500 is filled, you go back to the 401k. You can max that out to $18,000. Once that's done, then you want to take a look at savings outside of retirement accounts. So that's kind of the order. So right now, since you have a little bit extra cash, you could probably put more money into your 401k plan and live off that cash while you're getting a tax deduction and some really good, pure retirement advice. That is it, my friend. Social Security, it's a very, very important topic. If you want more information, I would highly encourage you to talk to someone before it's too late. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, everyone. For Big Al Clopine, I'm Joe Anderson. You just watched another great episode of Your Money, Your Wealth. Good morning.